What's the funniest way you've outsmarted a teacher? My English teacher, Mrs. Reynolds, had a policy about bathroom breaks. During tests, she believed every student who asked to use the restroom during an exam was secretly trying to cheat. She'd sigh and announce to the entire class, "Another one trying to escape," before reluctantly writing a hall pass. While noting the time down to the second, we were allowed exactly 3 minutes. If we took longer, she'd deduct 10 points. Her bathroom paranoia became legendary, with students devising elaborate strategies to avoid drinking before tests. But her real power move was the final exam, a 3-hour test covering Shakespeare to grammar rules, where she announced no bathroom breaks would be permitted. I have a tiny bladder and severe test anxiety, a disastrous combo against Mrs. Reynolds and her strict tactics. The morning of the final, I arrived early with a plan after watching my older brother's college graduation, where he smuggled snacks into the ceremony using an empty sunscreen bottle. I had my own container, a large opaque water bottle. The outside looked like a normal water bottle with motivational phrases, but inside, I'd placed a smaller bottle nestled in ice packs. The inner bottle was my emergency solution as class began. Mrs. Reynolds paced the room like a hawk, phones in the basket, watches off, water bottles on my desk, she barked. Students groaned, placing their belongings at the front. I approached with my bottle, holding it up. "It's just water, Mrs. Reynolds," for my dry throat during the test. She narrowed her eyes suspiciously behind her cat eye glasses. "Nice try, Melissa, but rules are rules." I put on my best innocent face. "But I have a doctor's note for staying hydrated." Pulling out a genuine note from my doctor about an unrelated condition, she snatched it, reading it carefully. Her lips pursed in annoyance. "Fine, keep it on your desk where I can see it at all times," she conceded, reluctantly. An hour into the test, my bladder began signaling distress. While Mrs. Reynolds prowled between desks, I raised my hand. "Yes, Melissa," she said with exaggerated patience. "I need to use the restroom, please." Her face lit up with vindication. "As I clearly stated, no bathroom breaks during the final exam," she announced loudly, making sure everyone heard. "But it's an emergency," I pleaded, genuinely uncomfortable. She simply pointed to the clock. "You should have gone before class." The next 30 minutes were torture as I tried to focus on analyzing themes in The Great Gatsby while my bladder screamed for relief. That's when I implemented phase 2 of my plan. I took a long drink from my water bottle, making sure Mrs. Reynolds noticed. Then I pulled out a small pill from my pocket. It was just a vitamin C tablet, but Mrs. Reynolds didn't know that. "What is that?" she demanded, marching over. "My medication." I replied truthfully, "Vitamins are technically medication. I need to take it every 2 hours with water for my condition," gesturing vaguely toward the doctor's note. She'd already approved. She looked suspicious but couldn't argue with medical documentation as she returned to her desk. I carefully positioned my water bottle. While pretending to take notes, I discreetly emptied my bladder into the inner container, the ice packs keeping any potential odor contained. The relief was immediate, and my focus returned, allowing me to finish the exam with renewed concentration when the bell rang. Mrs. Reynolds collected our tests with a smug smile. "I hope everyone managed their time wisely despite any discomfort," she said, looking directly at me. I smiled back, sweetly. Actually, I was perfectly comfortable the whole time, placing my water bottle in my backpack with exaggerated care. 2 weeks later, when grades were posted, I'd scored 98% on the final, the highest in the class. Mrs. Reynolds called me aside after class. "I don't know how you maintained such focus for 3 hours straight without a break," she said, studying me suspiciously. I just shrugged. "Good hydration is key to concentration, Mrs. Reynolds," patting my trusty water bottle. "My doctor would be proud."